Extraction 2 dropped on Netflix a little over a week ago. Finally managed to watch it last night. Let's get into it. Returning for Extraction 2 in front of the camera is Chris Hemsworth as Tyler Rake. Awesome name for an action hero. He's also on producer duties for this movie. Not sure if he was a producer credited on the first one, but he definitely is on this one. Behind the camera, we have returning director Sam Hargrave, along with writer Joe Russo of the Russo brothers MCU fame. Sam Hargrave actually worked on a lot of the MCU movies as a stunt performer, as a stunt coordinator, and I think as a second unit director. So he definitely knows his way around an action scene. But I believe the first Extraction movie was his first feature-length movie that he directed, and quite a good debut. So we pick up pretty much exactly where Extraction Part 1 ended. If you've not seen Extraction 1, maybe skip this review because there's mild spoilers for the end of Extraction 1. Chris Hemsworth, Tyler Rake, has saved the kid but has been shot to shit. Does a swanton dive off the bridge to his death. Or does he? No, he doesn't. He miraculously survives all of those multiple gunshot wounds, including one in the neck. He somehow survives these injuries and has a nice long coma nap, then retires to a lovely looking log cabin. Say that 3 times really fast. Lovely looking log cabin. Lovely looking log cabin, lovely look. Anyway, he retires to a log cabin that's lovely looking. No sooner is he chilling by the fire in retirement mode than he's coaxed back into the line of fire by Idris Elba's unnamed suit. Let's just call him Heimdall, because why not? Rake is tasked with extracting his ex-sister-in-law and her kids from a Georgian prison where they're being allowed to live with their incarcerated father/husband as he, does the remainder of his sentence, which I think the movie opens and it explains that, he's got a lot of time left on his sentence. So, Rake and his team set off to do the extraction. Goes kind of sideways and the main plot kicks off from there. Bad guys are chasing the good guys to get the bad guys' families back. Pretty, run-of-the-mill stuff. They're not breaking any new ground plot-wise here, but nobody's going to watch a movie like this for the plot. This is an action movie. And when I say action, I mean action with a capital ACTION, because holy hell, this is an action movie. And subscribe starts with a capital S, so it would be extractionally excellent if you would smash that subscribe button. Thank you. Extraction 2. It's brutal, it's ultra violent, but in a kind of realistic way, I guess. It's kind of John Wick meets The Raid, meets Call of Duty, meets Time Crisis. Time Crisis was an amazing arcade game from when I was growing up. It's actually still in a few arcades. Check it out. The action choreography in this movie is top tier. Some of the camera work left me bedazzled, bemused, baffled, brilliantly entertained. This is an amazing action movie. There's very little CGI from what I could tell. It's visceral. Visceral is probably the best word to describe the action. There's a scene where they actually landed a helicopter on a train, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, wow, that CGI is amazing. But no, it wasn't CGI. They actually landed a helicopter on a moving train. I'll link to the behind the scenes video below. It's speechless. There's an extended one shot near the start of this movie that's a good 20, 21, 22 minutes long, and it's equal parts tense and breathtaking, and it's an exhilarating piece of movie making. Hats off to all involved. Obviously it's not one continuous unbroken 20-minute shot. It's about, I don't know, maybe a dozen, or maybe 10 2 or 3 minute sequences that are stitched together, but the stitches are 97, 98, 99% invisible. The whole sequence is amazing. I don't want to give too much away about this shot, but they break into the prison, there's a prison riot, they break out of the prison, there's a car chase, a bike chase, there's the aforementioned train versus helicopter scene. That's all part of this one shot 20-minute sequence, and that's at the start of the film. It's amazing. It's genuinely one of the best one-shot action sequences I've ever seen. Let me know in the comments below what one-shot action sequences you think are the best. Old Boy, comes to mind. But let me know what you guys think. What are your favourite one-shot action sequences in cinema? Performances. Hemsworth carries the movie quite comfortably, as do the supporting cast. They're quite capable. As I've mentioned, though, no one really watches movies like this because of the acting. The acting is fine, but it's the action. It's the action that propels this movie along. The kid who plays the son actually does quite a bit of heavy lifting. Drama-wise, he's got quite a lot to do. With not a lot of dialogue, and he does a really good job. The bad guy in the movie is suitably bad. He's got enough of a backstory to justify why he's going on his relentless rampage of revenge. He does quite a good job as well. And it's good to see Daniel Bernhardt in a mainstream movie again. Viewers might recognise him from various action movies over the years, some straight to video, straight to DVD ones, and also some recent feature films, mainstream ones, like he was in Nobody. He was also like the upgraded agent in The Matrix Reloaded, I think. Anyway, it's good to see him in a mainstream movie as well. He doesn't get a lot to do. He's kind of like the main, or one of the main henchmen. But yeah, this movie stands on its action, and it stands loud and proud. And loud. I wish I had a better, beefier sound system at home, because I imagine this would have sounded amazing. It's pretty much bang on 2 hours. It doesn't outstay its welcome. The pace zips along. It only gives you a few minutes between, each action set piece for you to catch your breath and for them to, do a bit of dialogue and a bit of exposition, and then boom, you're on to the next action set piece. And it's all pretty stunning. I can't believe the best film this year, the best action film this year, at least so far, is a Netflix movie. I would have loved to have seen this movie in the cinema. I would have happily paid to go and see this movie in the cinema. I say happily paid. I have a Cineworld Unlimited membership, so you pay your £15-16 a month, and you can go and see as many films as you like. I mean, the cast were certainly on the promo train, like it was as if it was a major mainstream cinema release. I'm sure they were doing press around the globe for this movie. So they were doing press like it was a big budget cinema release, but for a Netflix movie. So on the one hand, I would have loved to have seen this in the cinema, but would your average non-monthly membership cinema goer have paid to see this, knowing that it's going to be on Netflix in a few weeks or a few months? I think Netflix have kind of experimented with cinema releases. Like, I think Glass Onion got a very limited cinema release. I think The Irishman might have done that as well. But yeah, I would say most people probably wouldn't pay to see this in the cinema, knowing that it's going to be on Netflix fairly soon, which is a shame, because it would have been great to see this on a big screen, like on a big IMAX screen. That would have been pretty epic. So I'm going to give this 8 out of 10. I genuinely think it's the best movie I've seen this year so far. I actually toyed with giving it 9 out of 10, but I've kind of came down from my high of watching it last night, and I've settled on an 8. Can't really think of anything negative to say about the movie. Genuinely, there's nothing bad I can say about this movie. If you like action movies, this is great. If you haven't seen Extraction 2, it's on Netflix now. Check it out. You don't even really need to have seen the first one to follow on with this one, but the first one's pretty good as well. So check it out if you want to do a double bill. But the second one, definitely a step above the first one. It's a relentless action movie, and I mean that in a good way. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see another movie review of mine, you can click here, and I will catch you on the next video.